I just need you to work. Silly goose. Yeah, I'm assuming that won't be a problem. Is it going to show the template file that I need now, or is that still... Why? That should still be in the listing, though. There's 2 in there. Okay, that's weird. That means it's pulling from a group that doesn't exist. Hold on. I started the stream a little early on accident. I need to write a message to somebody. Okay, wait, maybe it's that? No, but I would be... Nope, it's the right profile. That's weird. Alright. Alright, let me explain something. Zeusing 6 Mass Effect missions for a unit. They're trying to send me their unit template. They're sending it as a composition file. So what you do after you get a composition file is you take it and you put it in the compositions folder tied to the username of your account. And then from there, you're able to load it as a composition in the editor. So I'm just trying to make sure I didn't do anything wrong in the process of that, because normally you'd then be able to go into F2 compositions, go into custom, and then all of the custom compositions would be in here. So I labeled it as something related to Mass Effect, so that's why I'm trying to type in Mass or Ass, because, you know, it's funny. And I'm verifying that it's in my compositions folder. I've restarted my game just to make sure it's not, like, a weird issue with that. But it's just not showing up, and it looks like this is the second time I've imported it over the past few days. And for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to appear. And it's not, I don't have any spaces in the folder name, so it's not misregistering it, because it'll put like a %20 instead of the space in the coding. It's weird, I know. But it's all as one word. So what that tells me is it's saved in an accessory group here. So like accessories, aircraft carriers, static aliens, blah, blah, blah. It's saved as a group that I just don't seem to have. Like, I even have access to a frickin' Stargate thing right here, but it's not importing properly. So I just shot them a message to say, hey, can you just send it to me as a mission file? Because from there, I can then make it as a custom template and then save it on my computer locally that way. But it's weird that I'm importing it, and it's got the composition.sqe and the header.sqe. Header controls where it's saved on your computer. In terms of this right side right here, I guess not where in your computer per se, but where in the Eden editor it is, and then the composition itself is the coordination of, you know, all the assets together. So that's weird that it's not coming up. Everything looks right, but I just asked him, hey, can you just send me a mission file with it so I can open the mission file and then just rip it from there, because it's like, I don't everything's being done right. It's just weird that it's not working. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Wee Woo here. We're deving the first mission for the actual Mass Effect campaign. This is going to be something similar to the test mission, but with different stakes. The actual player base, Task Force Spectre, is going to be coming into this position because it was just taken over by a bunch of mercenaries who are after red crystals. Tied to that side op from Tuesday. I'm going to basically be doing the unit composition today, and then I guess I'll just do the copy-pasting of the templates later when they get it to me in mission file format. I got a bunch of civvies over here. I'm just trying to debate, like, what I want to use for, like, my Op4 faction. I'm probably just going to go under generic mercenaries here. Probably Gainsters, I think, would be, like, a good background for it, because then we can just, vary all this stuff. It's got a nice sleek black to it as well. Got a few side kits with everything. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. So what I want to do with them is just kind of look at what I have here, how I want to, like, structure the format of everything. I kind of want an elite group, so we'll probably do something like that. And I've got a few special armor groups I can put on units as well to make things, like, harder to kill, essentially. So I'm probably going to deliver that to at least the leadership element of that unit, and then we can just make a variation of different units here. So any special units, that's a little worrisome that an error popped up, so I'm not going to use that one. We can do something like that for, like, a marksman. I'd want a heavy, so we can do, like, a Turian. We do have some Krogan units, so I probably want to make, like, a kill team of that. That would be interesting. And then probably just, like, a normal squad of, like, 8. So if I were to just vary things out, of just, like, some generic infantry units, like, as a team. The only thing I'm thinking is maybe I want to do a medic, but at the same time I can just put medical buildings everywhere, and we can make a composition like that. Female Turians, 12 out of 10 mods. But yeah, Arma being Arma, what can I do? I think the bouncers, okay, they're just different armored. That's fine. Yeah, so something like that. I was debating having stuff in the kits, but I think it would be easier if I just made, like, medical boxes and I put them in all the marked areas that I have on the side. So I'm just trying to make, like, a debug corner, essentially, of everything that I want a custom kit here. I guess the only addition I can think of is, do I want to add, like, any medical to anybody? But let's go ahead and go off with our custom stuff here. Right. So it's a little bit added, so I'll put it on tier 2 for this one as a capture target, and then these ones I'll just put regular heavy barriers. That should be... Technically, I guess we could also do, like, biotic barrier. Oh, okay, they have invisible... Okay. Never mind, they have a pre-built one. Yeah, we can keep that. With handguns and whatnot. This guy, though, haha... There used to be a bug back in the day where Krogan armor was, like, super fucking overpowered, and it was funny as hell. A spike thrower. Spikes. Yeah, why not? F it. Can anyone on top of the head tell me, is that, like, literally the harpoon gun, or are we talking, like, is this a shotgun? Something murderous, who knows? You know, like any normal Zeus, I'm actually not going to test it. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm also noticing there's, like, barely any... Okay, so these all are gonna have to be configured. I guess I need to ask if we're running stun grenades on anything. Because it would be probably important if we did. At least those have ammo on them. I mean, if these are endgame units, I don't really have to worry about giving them medical, but these guys, let's go ahead and, I'm going to throw the medical on something that's easier to loot, because sometimes the uniforms bug the hell out. I accidentally tabbed out. Lovely. If they're heavies, I mean, I want to be nice, but at the same time, I mean, I just want to see what a cluster grenade does, you know? Probably wouldn't be too bad, right? If I just had a bunch of people explode. But, you know, that's just me. Alright, now I got frickin' Frogface over here with a sniper rifle. I mean, that should be good, right? I guess we should also put a bit of blood on every unit so there's a little bit of resupply. And then, like, you know, we can put ammo on the uniform. Usually when you're building AI templates, you only have to equip them for, like, one firefight. And that's good enough, because they're only going to survive one firefight. And then, let me get a breakdown here, because I think I spawned human multiple times, because I was just trying to template out everything. So we're just going to do a mix of, like, this as our ground troops. That should be fine. Yeah, good enough. If it'll let me select it. Or I just have frickin' butterfingers for days here, who knows? Yeah, let's put that with the ammo and then all the fun stuff in here. Little bit of med gel. Say what you want, I'm biased. This is literally just gonna be a headshot funny fest with the amount. I don't think they have any head armor. Yeah, oh my god. Just shoot them once in the face, you'll be good. If I ever notice, like, that's making things too easy, I'll eventually give everyone helmets or, like, you know, some invisible headwear, because we can actually control what we do in that regard. Yeah, good variation of weaponry otherwise. I have no idea what you have there. I'm going to remove it. Might be like a med kit or something, vanilla. And then from here... Just make the medical random and stuff. Krogan smash. And then that's all of our base template kits. Alright, where do we want to set stuff up? First off, do I want to opt for template them to make things easier because I already have some green 4 units on the ground? Yes, that would make things a touch easier. So if we literally just boop. And then everything's separated accordingly so I can just regroup them to make things more organized. I'll have that as my debug position, then from here we'll adjust things accordingly. What do let me do a quick vehicle template, actually, before we get into that, because we need to, like, I want to spawn everything down that could exist in this area. I don't need it if, well, I mean, hold on. We have a military area here. I think one defensive turret wouldn't be a bad idea, so we'll just, like, slap one on right here. And then the spaceport needs probably, like, 1 or 2 somewhere as well, where they're not going to cause issues. So, yeah, something AT bait related. Why not? I think that would be good. I don't want to put them back here, because here it would be really tough to find an AT angle on, but these ones, I can at least be engaged. Kinda. They'll be fine. Might be mean. Might be a little mean, but you know, I'm here to make a mission, you know, it shouldn't be that crazy. I mean, that's the only military area. Do I want to put another turret right here? For funsies. Let's get that out of the glass. Because you have that one defensive turret there. I think we could just set that. Oop. Yeah, we can just set that up for the military position's sake. I don't think we need any other turrets in that regard, but let's see. It's going to be mostly civilian and working vehicles here, but we can say they brought either like 2 or 4. Let's say 2 armed vehicles and then like 4 or 6 general transport vehicles. I think that would be good. We would also need some dropship-esque stuff. Because, like, they would have to have been ferried from a larger vehicle. So what would... Oh, that's not bad, actually. Kodiaks, I need the ones that are... Oh, no, that works. So, yeah, a flight of, like, 1 or 2 of those. A few armed Kodiaks as well. Yeah, no, that's great. And then we can also have, like, you know, a transport of some sort. We can cut that one out, actually, and just do those 3. So we have a few armed. We're not going to do any fighters for this one. I'm going to keep it simple. Just, you know, scope of operation. We don't need any command. This is what I want. So yeah, like 1 or 2 IFVs, and then we don't really need anything else that's armed. And then the APCs, yeah, because these can carry like a fuck ton of people. So we'd only really need like 4 of them to be in like critical areas. Yeah, so let's go ahead and template that. Let's do the unarmed Kodiak transports first. We're definitely going to have... Oh, I see. So the spaceport, we made it that way. That's fair. Trying to think. That's part of the entire texture. So that means our only available helipads are over here. Which, I mean, that's fine. We can also have them kind of off-site on another spot. And then we can do something like this. Wait, how do you go in the gunner seat? Okay, so we gotta finagle this. That's fine. That's fine. We can finagle. And then we just remove... Wait, okay, no, you were on that, so we just do
Send
that.
in Goat Team 6.
And then it's a pilot and co, I'm assuming.
55
If I copy-paste you, though...
I have now been here longer than a damn Carlone.
I thought Carlones went to 60 months, Zeno. So you still have 5 more months to go, as far as I'm concerned. Even though you've been here since, like, the very beginning in 2016. Nonetheless, man, how you doing? Thanks for everything, broski. Hope everything is fine with you. Thanks for the 55-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Ah, yes, the texture box that somehow rips through the texture. I love it. Yes, I don't know. It's cool. Whatever. And then the other one will just have a standard armed one, and then I can always just, you know, have them templated in the other spot, ready to go. Okay. Yeah, then that's just the storage facility. Yeah, now we're good. Cool. And then from there, where do we want to put our armed vehicles? How many slots do we have per Vic? Oh, it's literally just 2. You can't put in another guy. I mean, that's fair. All right, where would I want the 2 armed vehicles? One would be on the entrance point, definitely. Didn't I put a machine gun in there? What happened to my machine gun? I guess I controlled Z'd something on accident and just frickin' Thanos snapped it out of existence. That's fine. Oh, it's doing that. Okay. Alright, and then we want our other one probably in the military area. It can be brought in as QRF, but this is like the hard point. That's super important. And then where do we want our transport APCs? We're going to want one over here because this is tied to controlling 2 critical areas. We're going to want one probably over here where the mine is actually being facilitated. We're going to want one in the military area as general transport, and then we're going to want one down at crystal storage because this is where the real goods are. I need to put some crystals in the back of some of these Vics or something. Do you have a dead back end? No, you don't. Okay, so I don't have to hide anything, because some textures aren't rendered on the bottom. Yeah, just to show a little bit of texture here. Looks shelf stable. Looks kind of stable there. Yeah. Yeah, it should be fine. I don't see how that could break in any way. No, that's totally fine. Alright, now we can do infantry templating. This, I am going to go put in a debug zone down at this airfield, and this is also where I'll store the other stuff here in case I want to bring in like any sort of QRF. So we need a copy of all the infantry down there for now. I'm debating officer templating that unit so I can keep better track of it, but we'll get there when we get there. Just in case, I don't think it's gonna happen because it's tied to their mod set, but I'm fucking paranoid about people fucking with my shit. Where is my handy dandy line of code that hard codes pathing disabled because you never fucking know. There we go. And then copying all that, putting it back down here and repasting. It's not that I don't trust people, it's just I don't trust people. Just don't go above 1 mile per hour and it'll be fine. Exactly. Exactly. Because this is a map dev. And this was part of the template. Believe it or not, we like to, when we make missions, we like to put the textures above so we can try to visualize things a bit better. This is not a final product. It's a mission dev. You're gonna find buildings that float. Oh my god. Actually, I'll put the machine gunner here, and then I'll move the sniper over here to be an asshole. That way, if they, like, run up to that position, I got this guy to immediately, like, clock them. Okie dokie. I don't want any of these guys here yet, so they're just gonna be this infantry group. Copy and paste it however many times I want it. No local leadership, though. And then this is only a 2-story, right? Because that is not, or at least it shouldn't be accessible, I think. Oh my god, drag on. Yeah, and then the rest of them come around. The crystals are mag sealed onto the driving thing. But crystals don't have magnets. They don't have iron. Shut the fuck up. They're mag sealed. Fuck you. They're that way because... Oh, that's where... I put it on the wrong one. I mean, it would make sense. I'm gonna only do one. We don't need that one there. They're mag sealed. Yeah, and then I got some civilian buildings out here. This one I don't think we need, but I do want that as like a hide thing because we do have those 2 shacks there. So that one I'll remove. But the ones by the roads I definitely want to keep. Let me just quickly template all of the heavy units. Because I want them to be a little on the rare side, but I also want them to be in positions where they are going to be a threat. Because proper AI positioning is actually much more important than you would think. And then this one's kind of easy. It's, haha, get murdered. Get sniped. That is an asshole position. I love it. So I think for here... Oh, there's no furniture in these buildings. Valk, you chucklehead, are you here? I told you to furniture these ones. That's okay. Valk's like, ha, I don't have to do this part. Fuck you. It's fine. Let's see. This needed a ramp. It's not lined up. Yeah, it should be fine. We already have Valk working on another mission file, and I don't really need this templated, so it's fine. I just literally needed a walkway. And I'm just here to audit, so... That should be a window. And hopefully the ramp works. I guess another armed Mako here wouldn't be a bad idea, but at the same time, I'm just scaling it right now. We can always add.
You woo 19 months of being subbed, lol. Also anything I need to do for other stuff.
Ian, at the moment, no, because this is being run in another community, and look, I have to post a collab thing today for Dream, but he never sanded me a mod set, so I shot him a message this morning saying, hey, I'm ready to post, but I need a mod set, broski. So I'm just kind of waiting on him for that. But in terms of new stuff, no, because the Saturday op should be Cole. Which I guess I'm waiting on him to... I need to shoot him a message because we would post something about that today in the evening at the latest. And then I do want to get back on track with my stuff starting Monday, but we don't need any adjustments yet. That's a tomorrow me problem. AK, I don't have to deal with that right now, you know? And I like to keep things that way. Tomorrow me can go deal with that bullshit and get mad at today me for not dealing at it, but you know, it's a tomorrow me problem. God, I hate yesterday me, though. He should have done this shit yesterday, but other shit came up. God, I hate that guy. Yesterday me's such an asshole. But, you know, other missions, that's a tomorrow me problem. Totally. Oh, yeah, because when I get married, that means I'll have all my free time back, right? Kill me. The trial never ends. It will always continue. And there is nothing I can do about it. In theory, they should just rotate the target on their own. Did Bro not ramp? That's ramped. This isn't ramped. Valkyrie! It's okay, that's why I'm here as Valkyrie's manager. She stays locked up in my basement deving missions, and I pay her a living wage of, you know, $15 an hour, and then I charge her $15 in rent every hour. And, you know, I just audit the work, you know? It's that simple. It's all I gotta do is just audit the work. Yep. I do have a stair closet. I was saving that for somebody else, but sure, Ian, you can occupy it as the server gremlin. I thought you would just live in the server, but, you know, that sounds stupid. You're right, you get the basement. Or the basement stairwell closet door. Yeah, it sounds right. And then these positions, I can literally just put, like, 4-man garrisons on it. People pilfering. And then the Krogans I'll have as a shock group as QRF, so I probably won't have them spawned, but I can just do what I want with it, essentially. Is that building kind of floating? Do buildings kind of float in Mass Effect, or do they have, like, structural stability positions that... God damn it, where's the podium? Bit of both. Alright, we can just... Here's what I do. That's how I make it look legitimate, is I just put it on a central podium, so it looks like at least it's not, like, fully defined fucking gravity. And then I beat Valkyrie with my bare hands, you know, so she learns her lesson. Like, look at that. Look at that float. Look at that float. Valkyrie, get over here. Did you leave a floating building? No. Bad. Do better. Damn. Alright. It's fine. Am I good? No. I haven't been good in a long time. Guys, I'm literally insane. Who else in the world would try to make a living making like 8 to 15 mission files every week? Are you kidding me? I've never been good. I've been crazy. Am I good? No. I need a stable paying job, not this. Wait, this one's rammed. Okay, I'll just have to. All right. It'll be a light beating. All right, it'll be like a reminder of who's in charge. But to keep the peasants in line, that kind of beating. Yep. All right, we're good. It's like when you're playing Schedule 1 and you have a slacking off employee and you just punch them. It's that kind of beating, all right? In video games, oh, forklift. Okay, sorry. That was the autism showing. Look, I will be honest. The only reason you are not listening to Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa on loop right now and you're listening to Homeworld music is because I decided to be merciful. All right, Dante, he showed me a game the other day. What was that game? Fuck, what was it? It was, oh my god. Lord of the Fallen, that was it. I was looking at my game list. And I literally, for 3 hours, just looped the Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa in the background, not giving a fuck, swinging a sword around. So, don't worry. Everything's fine. Wonders what Chippy Chippy Chop... Oh, no. Oh, how do we tell him? Kinda. It's not copyrighted, so I could technically open it. Is this a window, or is this just here? No, it's a window. Okay, it's like technically in the window, but technically not. But I'm gonna fix it. And then beat Valkyrie over it. Valkyrie! It's fine. I ever working on another mission in a template file here, so it's all good. Hey, if I have a mod on, I can ask them to put a poll up, and, we could potentially switch this boring and dull Homeworld music for Chippy Chippy. However, y'all might lose your sanity. Is it brain rot? I guess it technically is, yeah. It's something autistic people put in the background. All right, but Valk, I know you're going to watch this back. Can you, the one composition where you have this, can you move it so it's not cutting into the glass? Because I'm very anal about that for some weird reason. I don't know why. It's just today I'm feeling it. Second, can you use the Podium Mass Effect opposition texture as like a springboard? If you could put like 3 or 5 of them under, so like it looks like you have a little bit of wiggle room to carve them under the building so it doesn't look like things are floating, because that just looks weird to me. That would be great, buddy. I appreciate you so much. I beat you because okay, actually, no, I need to stop that. That does sound a little wrong, doesn't it? I beat you because I love you. No, it's just I beat you because I want you to do a good job. Yeah, that's how Liru ended up in prison. All right. See, it's like how Bloodwing beats me to do a good job. Why do I beat Valkyrie off? I didn't say that. You said that. I'm a little concerned. I don't know. These stairs, they're not looking like they're attacked. We're finding more reasons to potentially beat Valkyrie here. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Is that the texture? I'm beating Valkyrie for it anyway. Oh, my God. That's technically J-Max's asset, so I would technically have a nice conversation with J-Max about it, but I like J-Max. So no, we're just gonna beat Valkyrie over it. When in doubt, beat Valk. Easy, right? Yep. Yep. It's like, do you guys remember, most of you might not know this, but we used to have a channel in Discord called the Pin Andy T90 channel. Andy T90 was a small-time streamer, good guy. I don't know, I don't think he does ARM anymore, but we used to ping him every day because if we didn't, something catastrophic happened. Does anyone remember that French data server that burned down, like, God, I don't know how many years ago, but it basically burned down, put a lot of services out of commission? Our Arma box was on that server, and it randomly died mid-mission because it literally burned down. Guess what we didn't do that day? We did not ping Andy T90. So of course the server burnt the fuck down. There were a few other crazy things that happened where if we didn't ping Andy, something really bad would happen.
Team 6 now.
No! Oh. God, it didn't play. All right, hold on. Devil Demon, thanks for the 72-month resub. That might, yeah, that gets you the 72-month badge. I think it's a ruby. Nice. Hope you keep enjoying the upside. Yeah, nice kick out of this scenario. Hold on. Just because he did it. We gotta. All right. It's for a fan. That's too loud. There we go. Yep. I listened to this for 3 hours playing Lord of the Fallen on loop, and I have no regrets. But yeah, Discord eventually gave my Discord a community strike because according to Discord, we were doing targeted harassment against Andy. And Andy literally told Discord, no, I want this to happen. And then they removed the strike, but they told me we still can't do it. And I'm like, but he's consenting. Like, what do you chuckle fucks want? All right, I'm not going to subjugate you to 3 hours of that. I'm just saying that's what we would listen to. Or I guess I would. If I had my choice, I would literally just play that on loop. Every stream. Every stream. These guys, they're pathing locked. That's a rotation area. I'm going to just... It doesn't matter because they're going to be on handcuffed. Because part of the objective is going to be to find and extract the mining crew. Unlike, you know, being Cat 6 where they shoot the science team, this science team, they're actually going to extract. And then liberate everyone. Unfortunately, the Asari is going to go missing. Nothing we can do about that. It's going to end up in my secret lab. Don't worry about it. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. Crazy. But yeah, I want to get these guys this mission file tonight. I would love then to work on the next POG file and get that done like early ahead of time. So we might have another mission dev stream tonight. Just depends on how the schedule for everything lines up. Latinx. Zam, this isn't your fucking Pornhub search group, okay? Get the fuck out of here if you're gonna send that shit. Oh, get the fuck out. That man has nothing but horny in him. He needs professional help. Yep, totally. Not me, though. I'm totally just normal, you know? Yeah, yep, anyway. That's that group garrisoned. I need... Do I still have... Yeah, alright, so... But this is like a big area. I'm trying to do all the small areas first. Whew, just mundane garrison work. And then trying to figure out, hey, why is your composition thing broken? That's kind of weird. That should be fixed. And then what was this one? Also awkwardly floating? Yes. Fuck. Oh, yeah. OFCRA today is a Warhammer 40k PvP. Funny enough, the only time I have played OFCRA was for the war. They did a small-scale Warhammer 40k PvP as like a joke test, and it actually worked really well. I got a recon lasgun. I think I killed 2 people. It was great. I survived till the end. Ah, man. But no, this one I'm commentating. So I sent a message to the 3 40k communities I Zeus for or play in on occasion, and then I sent a message in my own community. We'll see who shows up. I know I gotta be there in 2 hours, though, in case anyone does show up, and I'll help sort them, but NASA asked me to. And I'm gonna be honest, this is probably the only time we are going to see, like, Warhammer 40k PvP. Unless OFCRA gets the numbers today to do another one, which I hope they do, but I won't be surprised if they don't because it's such a niche thing. Plus, with Arma 4 on the horizon, I mean, the shelf life for Arma 3 is going to be probably 5 years total. Except for the super niche things that aren't going to be ported to Arma 4, like potentially Mass Effect and whatnot. Fallout, like all the banned stuff, they'll probably have like a tighter crackdown on for Arma 4, but at the same time, that's just how it's going to be, and I just hope that Arma 4 is a lot like Arma 3 for its development, you know? We're all on borrowed time, but that's how time works. Alright, I'm seeing red in all of the random marked civ areas. I just want some light garrisons on every position. Now we're going to go with major positions here. So let me grab this group. So where do I want defended in the central mine area? Probably this. So we're going to take the heavy. And I'm going to grab a sniper. We're going to basically be all over the equipment. Now, of course, some of you might be wondering, does that mean when Arma 4 comes out, I'll finally release Valkyrie from my basement? The answer is no. Nope, she's just going to learn how to develop Arma 4. And, still be stuck in there. Yep. Yep. I mean, that's how YouTubers work, right? They usually have people that work with them to get content done or out, you know? So, you know, some YouTubers have editors, you know, some have, like, channel managers. Some Minecraft YouTubers have... Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, that... Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, thank God I'm not a Minecraft YouTuber. Anyway... well, I thought it was funny. Come on, dev streams are the only times where I can truly be unhinged in myself. I mean, again, not that many people watch dev streams. Most people just want to see how a mission file is made, and I'm gonna be honest, it's 95% just literally, like, garrisoning stuff or making stuff. Which is fun, don't get me wrong, but... Also, how am I gonna entertain y'all without just showing y'all how... my standard brain works. Alright, let's see. I gotta be careful about doing this group garrison because I don't want to accidentally drag the civilians in because then it's gonna turn them all op for. And, again, this isn't the type of op where we're just gonna be slaughtering all the civilians. That was Tuesday. I mean, as a joke, I should probably only put, like, hot female Turians to guard the prisoners, right? I mean, yeah. That would make sense, right? Totally. Wonder if some lore master's gonna get on my ass about there's way too many female Turians here, and it's like, hey, tough economy. You know, the Citadel started tariffing all the mercenary groups, you know, so everyone has to, like... I don't think anyone's gonna really care about how heavy lore is. I remember back in the day, like 2018 to 2020, when this game was peak, for everything. I got so much shit when I did World War II ops, and, like, I used a tank that wasn't, like, in this area, or blah, 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 and I'm just like... Shut your bitch ass up. Bro, we're just playing a video game. I don't care if you're, Panzer 7 or your King Crocodile tank wasn't on the Eastern or Western Front. It's a tank. Tank drive. Tank end up in area. Tank shoot enemy. It's tank. I gave you AT to destroy tank. Now destroy tank. Now, since then, I have done ops that, you know, are historically accurate. I put that label on there, you know, just in case. But it's like, bruh, please. I'm just trying to make this work. I set them to captive already, right? Yes, I did. Okay. Where do I want to shove them? I'm going to put them in one position. That way, if some chucklehead throws a grenade, it's going to be funny as hell. If it just kills everybody. Damn, that's creepy. He blows up first. Yeah, it was Tootie. I'm not sure if I name dropped Tootie, but it was always Tootie. A few other people too, but it was mostly Tootie, and I would just go, okay, buddy. You are a moderator. So I can bully you for your opinion. Let's see. I need a few heavies here. Oh, crap. Where did I put the unit template? There it is. I mean, after I'm done with the templating, all I have to do is get the new file. Here, I want to put them at an angle where, you know, units coming up, they're not going to, like, crossfire into civvies. That's what I used to do, and I realized that's kind of a dick move, because you're just kind of goading them to shoot the civvy at that point, and it's like, okay, I don't want to be that much of a dick. So I try to, you know, intentionally not put the civvies in a position where they can just get murdered outright. You know, I'm trying to be nice. Alright, now because we have that group in there, we're going to drag all of them over, drag everything over like that. Now, there we go. So this is for a new Mass Effect community. This community splintered from another community that wanted to grow, and then when the framework started going down for actual growth, they instead decided to scapegoat the main person they asked to help them grow, which caused everyone to realize that they were full of shit, and most of them left and kind of formed up in this place. And because I liked the people involved, I decided to help basically dev for them for a little while, and then go back to just exclusively playing. Because out of everyone there, I think I'm one of two or three people that has kind of grown communities before. So the whole track for this place is, right now they're kind of teething how to balance everything. They have a really cool Discord. They have a really cool way on how they are going to sort people when they join the community, because you can pick your race. And then every race has, you know, race-specific gear, and then every race has race-specific ranks, like all this really cool stuff. But they still need to sort and fine-tune the ace settings they need to. We're still weeding out a few people that are problematic that, moved with us that we've decided as a community, we don't want to deal with that shit. And then they're also sorting, the creation of an Ox mod because the other community who splintered from had an Ox mod. So they're trying to make their own Ox mod that had all those features in it. So they can have everything, properly fine-tuned and whatnot. So they still have a lot of growing to do. And then after, not this op that's going to be on Friday, because they do ops Tuesdays and Fridays, but I told them next op after the Friday, probably sometime along the weekend, we'll do a town hall just to kind of showcase, hey, here's what we've done. Here's where you can voice your concerns, because we want everyone in there to have the ability to speak up if they need to. Yeah, I do want to officer template you, actually. Hold on. Just so I can easily keep track of this person, because this is an HVI that is capturable. I just need to fix your fucking face. Yes, clearly the pinnacle of Asari engineering. But it basically, when you're developing a community overnight, an auxiliary mod, AUX, not OX. It's basically an add-on mod that changes features in the game. Like making the uniforms have the ability to hold more equipment. Or having custom uniforms that can make boss units more tanky, so it feels more like, a Mass Effect boss that you're trying to kill. Stuff like that. Sorry, my brain was glitching out because there's multiple ways to change heads, but in Eden you have to do it in another interface, which is a pain in the ass to use. Where's the identity tab? What the fuck? Why is it on the top? What? It's supposed to be... Okay, whatever. Fuck it. No voice. No, we could do a female. Yeah. That is not an Asari name, but I'm gonna go for it. Let's do that one. Cool. Now it's a woman. Let's see. Probably put her, like, directly with the crystals. But yeah, like, there still needs to be a few weeks of fine-tuning their settings before I would say they're comfortable with going public and starting to accept a bunch of new people. Because this is going to turn into, I'm going to be honest, like, the only Mass Effect community that's actively trying to grow. Because everything else is either super niche or just either doesn't exist. Because before that other community, there, to my knowledge, was no Mass Effect community. You know? So this is it. So it's just a matter of, okay, how do we pace ourselves so we can basically create something so by the time it's ready to accept a bunch of people and then have to spend its resources managing and moderating all of those people, it should only be focusing on that and then its day-to-day operations, not, constantly tweaking its ace settings so if one person comes in and plays, the game one way, it's not going to change on them the next time they play it. We want all of that tuned. And that's just going to take a few weeks of playing ops to figure all that out, It's a teething thing. I've seen too many startup communities try to tackle way too much when they get started, and it causes everything to kind of die. Because when you start changing things when you already have people influxing in, that's the biggest creation of schisms. Like, again, what happened with the other Mass Effect community. They decided to undo all the changes that they were working for, but instead of being adults about it, they instead made up a story and tried to scapegoat somebody else. Like, it was so weird. But that's like the high school level of drama bullshit you have to deal with in some Arma communities. And I know for a fact when we go into Arma 4, it's all gonna come back again. When I do my touring to, find other communities to play in Zeus in and learn from other Zeuses and whatnot, I'm gonna run into that same bullshit again. I have so many stories of communities killing themselves. Some with me directly involved and some with me in the sidelines, either helping indirectly or just standing there going, what the fuck? God. And of course, my favorite story about that subcategory to tell is the fucking Alstalfo meme that killed a Warhammer 40k community. I shit you not. I have some pretty crazy stories. Kills me every time. TLDR, there's an anime character called Alstalfo, which was kind of like one of the first trap characters where it's, you know, a cross-dresser, a guy that's, you know, dressed up kind of like a girl. Not kind of, actually, like, convincingly. And the meme was basically taking that character and then, like, actually just turning into a girl with, like, a big rack. And a trans person from the community went into my Discord and saw that meme because some random person posted it, and then absolutely freaked out over it, went back to their community and caused such a massive meltdown that the community died and had to reform a few months later. And saying that out loud honestly makes no fucking sense. But that's what happened. And it still baffles me to say that one out loud, actually, because it's like, that's like the dumbest thing I've heard, but I don't know, man. Fan art of a character seen in another Discord caused the person to go back to their Discord and have a massive meltdown and then schism the community. It's mind-boggling what kills communities. Like, at least in the Mass Effect community schism, there was, like, a logical reason for it. It's like someone made some bullshit up, and then it caused everything to, like, you know, go from there. But it was at least logical of why it happened. That one I have no fucking idea. Alright, let me start deleting all the markers, because we're going to now do some actual map marking from debug marking. But yeah, like, I've got similar stories to that too. It's weird. Hold on, I'm trying to use a little bit of my brain power here. Because we also have a bunch of other estates around. ERCS. Just trying to mark, like, all the critical areas. And then a spaceport. Thanks, Riddle. Appreciate it. Why am I blanking on it? Oh my god. It's the module I put down every mission file that shades the outer areas. What is it called? Wow. Air Station Mike 69, yeah. Good jokes there. What the fuck is that module called? Cover map. My brain cell decided to work a little slowly on that one. Because I still need to figure out what the spawn location is, because they still need to make like a ship composition that's going to be their template. And I told them if they get a human ship, I will literally be speciesist to every human in the server, which isn't much of a threat because I already am. But I would dial it up by 20. Anyway, let's get that saved. Wedding brain. Yeah, just blanking on something random that you've always used. But that also goes to show there's always so much to work with. Okay, Dream sent me that, and Riddle just came in to tell me. All right, cool. So I need to, it was sent as a PBO, that's fine, because what I can then do is cut that, go into my missions, paste it in a random file, double-click it, open it up in PBO Manager, right-click, extract to the file that's going to put it in as a template, cut that, exit out of PBO Manager, remove the PBO, copy-paste it in my missions, and then I should be able to literally just do Control Open here. And I didn't even read what it was named. That would have probably been smart, Liru, because now we don't know what it's called. So we just tab back into Discord, read the name there. Okay, so just type Spectre. Awesome. The only reason I'm a Solarian, by the way, is because the first Mass Effect op I played was in Secret Squirrel in the 506th. And I was going through the alien races and going, what do you guys think I should play? And then one of them said Solarian, because you actually sound like a Solarian. Everyone else was like, oh yeah, no, Liru does kind of sound like a Solarian. So I'm like, all right, cool. A fucking Solarian then. Did I know that Solarians had a lifespan of 40 and were kind of like nerdy? No, but it kind of fits as a cybersecurity specialist. All right, let's see what we got here. Black screen. This mod set does that a lot. All right, fuck, that's a lot of shit. All right, so I'm assuming this is a training template. That's fine. Oh, they have them line up and everything. What on earth? This is a training template. Okay. So that's for assigning medical perms. So that's for perms. All right, so that's all going to be needed. And then we have Zeus stuff here. Cool. I'm going to hard code Zeus, though, because I'm evil. And they've got respawns tied to module. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm assuming this is... Got it. I mean, couldn't we literally just hard code... that into that, or am I crazy? No, I guess not. That's fine. Technically, you could, but that's fine. And then this is a training base that they made out of various textures. That's fine. So we don't have a spawn ship yet, so this will be an on-the-ground thing. But the important thing is... Okay. Makes sense why they do it server-side. I just... If you've been with me for a while, you know why I dislike server-side stuff. However, that's fine because these guys are going to be running one template every time. So it does make sense why it's server-side. I'm just going to copy this entire thing and then transpose it over. Read the comments? No, I will not read the comments. I do see all those comments, though. Yeah, that would probably make sense. Riddle, if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of batshit insane with this stuff, but I appreciate you sending me the file. I'm going to copy it over, and, yeah. I just gotta figure out where I want to put you in spawn. Alright, give me a second. I'm just gonna put it here for now just so I can... Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I remember I was told about that module. Yep. Yeah, you broke everything down. Here I was, instead just clicking on it and just immediately recognizing what all these mean. Because I autistically know too much about this fucking game. Alright. I think the smartest thing to do would probably just set up, like, a para landing pad somewhere. Like, on the side right here. I'm not going to completely retemplate an entire town, though, on the outside of the play zone, though. That's bullshit. So here's what we'll do. Trooper, if I still have you, what's the default air vehicle that we're using right now? And how many pilots do we have? Because I need to know what to give you. I can always do it in Zeus, but I always prefer to do it in Eden Editor. That way I can set up respawn scripts to it. Well, let me know about that, and we can make like a staging point over here. Oxmod should have our own Vix. Excellent. So I just have to find it. I'm going to scroll over it 5 times. I hope you know, chat. I'm really horrible at finding a line of text in a list of text. It's in Tyramids, right? Yeah, Tyramids. What's the name of the Oxmod? I'm really fucking stupid. Anyway. Whoa, CSAT rifleman. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got that, and that. So I do want it to be armed. I think those both have side guns. I guess it also depends how many people we can, like, shove into it. So let's do a quick test. Okay, we have our winner. We'll do those. In hindsight, I should have made a spare copy of that, but that's fine. Respawn time, I think 120 seconds will be fine. Also, I saw someone else ask about Arma 3 and Arma 4. Give me a second to, like, get this set, and then I'll talk to you. Sorry, I don't mean to blow you off. I'm just trying to get this template file proper. And then grass should theoretically be cut, but we'll test that in a moment. I need to set one of these to a player slot to rule out the green force slot that was over there. And then I'm taking one of these and hard coding my Zeus because I do that for every mission file. And if I ever find that removed, I will find where you live First off, I'll find out who removed it. I will track them down. I will find out where they live. I will break into their house, and I will drown their goldfish. I have done it twice already, so it is not an empty threat. But do not ever fuck with my Zeus slot. If I'm Zeusing. If I'm not Zeusing, then I'm not going to do it, and it won't matter. But I will drown your goldfish. Wait, does it still execute the scripts even though it's sim disabled? I thought it didn't do that if you sim disabled it. Huh. Wait. Any reason why it's upside down? Is it upside? No, it's... Am I just too autistic to... Okay, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We can just use these. We can use these. Because they run the exact same scripts. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is wrong. It's just too intelligent for me to understand. Also, these should be... Yeah, cool. Also, some people in chat asking if I don't know if I can actually drown a goldfish. That's for me to know. And for you to find out. Don't test me. Your goldfish's life is on the line. It's from a Venator? You know, I'm no genius at reading things upside down, but that appears to not be a Venator. That appeers to be a UNSC frigate. But what do I know? I'm just a random chuckle fuck. Alright, anyway, let me scroll back up and read the other guy's thing real quick before it gets buried in chat. Oh, where was it? Hey, Liru, I have a friend that wants to get started, or to start getting into Arma, and since Arma 4 is coming on soon, in about 2.5 years, I'd say, give or take, I'd expect Arma 4 to be released around anywhere beyond Q2, so either Q3 or Q4 2027, knowing how things usually happen. And that's not if they have a random delay, which also can sometimes happen. So should I wait to buy Arma 4 or just buy Arma 3? I think 90% of modern gaming sucks right now. I mean, the most popular game on the market right now is a game that was made, what, 15 years ago? When did the last Pope die? Not the one now, the other one. Because when Oblivion came out, the Pope died. So it's kind of funny how that, like, circles around. But, my point is, most modern games suck. Because the other popular game is what, Schedule 1? Ha! But yeah, Arma 3 is a really great way to stay away from all that crap. It's just a big learning curve. It really depends on you. I would definitely buy it on a sale, though, because it goes on sale all the time, every few months. But finding a place to Zeus can be challenging, I will say. All right, this I'm going to template on the side over here. This is really cool. I would say, though, we probably want this, like, on the ship itself. But fuck it, I'm not gonna be an asshole. Just gonna take the whole thing and move it over here. And then these slots all move down, because I think it's all meant to be tied to the thing. And I never want to just, like, take what I'm given and go, haha, this is shit, and throw it out, because that's a dick move. Unless it was made by a human. Riddle, are you a human in character? Because if you're a human, then no, I absolutely in character need to throw this out. I would trust a Geth's creation more than whatever a fucking human made. 3. Okay, we're just gonna keep that pasted there. But yeah, I'm totally happy to, like, put in some work in progress stuff just for testing. But I assume we need to, like... Is there something that I need to put on the images, or you'll let me know? Nope, Krogan, but that stuff isn't even ready yet? Yeah, because, again, still getting polished. Was there a script package? I don't think so. No, so I'll just throw in mine to keep it simple. You'll DM me how it works. Alright, if it's heavily scripted, then I'll go and figure that out. I'm gonna be honest, Mad Mink, you also have to consider this. A lot of people today did not play Oblivion, so to them, Oblivion is a new game. I only remember, like, the first few hours, because I tried to play Oblivion, like, way back in the day, but I'm gonna level with you. I just couldn't get into it. But I think with modern graphics, I could probably give it another go. But again, I've got way too much other shit I have to do. So I'm setting all these units because with my custom package, they're going to spawn on position. So if they spawn, like, floating, they could fall and hurt themselves. And the less people I have bitching about ace heals, the better. I don't need those, and then everything else should be good. Let's give it a boot. And then I'll get this marked. Because this is a free-form AO. They can technically go anywhere. They still will have multiple missions to do. Because, again, another thing this community has to do is make a ship, but I'm probably going to have Valkyrie work on that. But it's not the highest on my priority list at the moment. Until I get a front log with all the missions, then we'll start focusing on tearing apart some other ship designs and whatnot. Ew. Ew. Trooper. Trooper, buddy. Do me a favor. This is just for you. Oh, and I agree. People are going to buy it in droves. I think it's going to be fine. I'm not complaining against Oblivion. Oblivion's already sold, like, millions of copies. Like, on day one with barely any marketing. But anyway, let's see. Trooper, if you can do me a favor, do an @ on the lead unit. And let me show you what it does. This overrides the group thing, so instead of displaying, like, alpha 1-5, alpha blah blah blah, it displays... Of course, we have to put the fucking @ in the front, but yeah. It's a clean thing. Maybe because I'm elitist about it, I don't know. Also, wait, this is my mission. I almost made a cardinal sin. 1 second. Also, I should probably spell Krogan right. must not put... God damn it. All right, it's fine. I'll do it later, but I need to change one of these into that. Looks like it was done for that, but it was bugging. It's fine. Yeah, so now we have Krogans, Zari, Turian, Solarian, Geth, Human, and then, yeah, that shit. Oh, wait, no, it's because there's 3 ats. Hold on. Yeah. You just need to add it at the group leader, and then you're good, because the grouping handles everything else. Yeah. Easy. Yes, stream, I know. I can only do one at a time, though. That's okay, Drooper. That's why I'm showing it to you. How would a person get started into Zeusing? You have to find a community that's open to having new Zeuses. However, that's a commitment that's probably going to take at least a few months. I have a Zeus rotation, for example, every like 2 to 3 months. But I only take in people that have been playing within the community for at least like 3 to 6. And that's like on the shorter side. Some other larger communities usually have people that have been playing for years before they're considered in Zeusing positions. How I got into it was back in 2016. I jumped into Luton09's community. He used to be the top dog for Zeusing until I eventually dethroned him because of various actions between him and why. Why did that happen? Hold on. Because I put them in the Spectre comp file, not the... I put them in the wrong mission. Whoops. There we go. I should have spawned on my position. I shouldn't have gotten a choice, but I also just noticed that there's multiple spawn issues. So, yeah. And it's not the other respawns. It's the fact that I didn't spawn on position. Because what happens is then your body ends up here, and then you have a debug body created in the bottom left, and that is a funny source of lag. But, let's see. Yeah, these can be removed. But hey, you know, we screwed up, but we still found something that can be tested. There's one other thing I want to autistically check real quick because I just saw it. Are these all hard-coded to be global? Yes, operate locally. Good. Because if we don't, and someone leaves and rejoins the server because they crash or whatnot, the hide commands won't fire for them, so they'll see things that shouldn't be there. You know, tripping balls. Oh, no, we don't like Luton anymore. The reason Luton lost his community and I took over was because he would constantly put mortars right on our faces and kill everybody. Because we weren't moving within a few minutes, and he would get bored talking to his chat, and he wanted us to constantly be in action. That, and he once crashed out and had a meltdown because we did an operation because he started it, and then he threw units at us to punish us for not being stealthy. So the only way we could defend ourselves, because we couldn't break contact, was just kill all the contact. And then he came back in, because this was back before we had the 64-bit executable, so loading times for Arma were shit. And then he had a meltdown over us because, like, he's like, now I can't turn this into content, guys, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, are you serious? You started this issue. But yeah, no, Luton's a dick. Take it from someone that literally used to be his right-hand man. He is a dick. Could it change, though? I'm gonna be honest. Like, this was 2016, 2017. He could be a different person that was 8 years ago. But as someone that's worked with a bunch of YouTubers year on, year off, usually YouTubers are going to be their own way for a while, unless something traumatic happens to them. Then they'll potentially change. Why is the grass still on? I have... Hold on. Hold on. Wait, why am I looking at it in there? It should be in my init server, init player local. Init server just has this line of code that resets all the AI so you can loot them in a global instance. Yeah, it's set terrain grid. Why is set terrain grid not firing if it's set to init player local? I need to open... Hold on. That's it. Okay, that's fine. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just globally execute again. Are there supposed to be 20 things right here, or should I remove all of those? Like, why are there 20 looped in there? That's weird. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, the reason this community isn't open to recruiting right now is because there's still a lot of teething with it. But yeah, I want grass removed because as you saw in the test op, it created weird issues. The tubes floating. I gotta fix that. But yeah, is it supposed to have 20 of these? Or does it not have a satellite? Here, I'll let Trooper explain it, because I've never used this mod before. But yeah, I've got plenty of stories about every YouTuber I've played. Some good, some bad. I didn't read the instructions. I don't read. Oh, God. Oh, no, I have to control it from here. Oh, alright. So it's a new system I gotta figure out. Alright. That's why it isn't ready. Got it. Okay. Got it. I'm not complaining. It will be cool when it's ready, but it's not ready yet. That's what you're telling me. I'm here to Zeus, not to read. Exactly. Also, I gotta get rid of this human skin. Oh God. Oh God, it's offline. But yeah, I'll talk to you in DMs about that and changing it and whatnot. I'm gonna hard code a Solarian in there. Yeah, right, Undead. Alright, anyway, let's actually have a look at all the features here. Respawn.
Yeah.
Dead. Excellent. Zeus interface. Okay, right off the bat, this is wrong. I will fix it. Setting, add-on. We scroll down to add objects to curator. I really hate it when that's not set by default. Grass came back when I died. Okay, so there is a mod hard coding the grass back, and I don't know why. Because it's set to execute in the server in one of the SQF files I have. So there is a mod somewhere that is hard coding it back. Yes, I'm using the new mod list. I'm going to let this load and then tab out just to verify, but I'm like 95% certain I'm using V3. Yeah, it's V3. So there is a mod still in V3 that is causing grass to load. I could probably write a sleep script to just hide the grass every 60 seconds. But it would be easier just to find the mod that's actually having the grass there. I'm just curious, how tanky is that unit? All the garrisons are fine. Nothing's sporadically running around. We'll just need a bit of AT because I got some heavy turrets in play. Yeah, it should be fine. How...
Moving to position.
Oh boy, it's got biotic abilities.
1. Check your fire.
That needs to be a little tankier. That's fine. Are AI supposed to go on con? Do we decide on that? Huh? Huh, weapon cook-off? It's cooking off. I don't think those add-ons server side are the right add-ons, because there should not be weapon cook-off. But, okay, you have all the add-ons set server side anyway. That's so funny. Hey guys, look, no hands! Wait, did it instantly cool down? No. Maybe because it doesn't detect a round chambered. Oh, it's just jammed. Okay, yeah. Cool, let's fix that. Alright, now no hands. It's breaking the game. Oh. See, I would love to have the add-on settings for testing purposes, though, because I don't want to have to go... Well, I guess it makes sense because then you go on the server to test it, but I'm a lazy little bitch. You know? It is better form, though, to test it server side. All right, I'm going to save it for now. Everything is working on where I want it to, and I have a few other things I have to get done today, like getting Dream's announcement up for a collab op on Sunday. And, yeah, that should be it. Well, yeah, I'll handle the rest of the testing off stream. Thank you, Valk. I appreciate it. I'm still going to beat you, though, okay? Because I love you. Well, I'm going to beat you. And then I'm going to Bloodwing beat you. And then I'm going to beat you again. All right. Yeah, so that's it. We'll be back in about an hour 30 for the OFCRA Warhammer 40k stuff. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Go operate operationally. If you have any other questions I didn't get to, feel free to DM them to me. I have an open door policy. But otherwise, cheers. And, yeah, see you in a bit.